can, and then it sort of comes and goes. So it's not a, it's literally yeah, it's like foolproof.
I don't know, is it starting? Oh, it is starting there. You got it in camp?
I'll message you the story.
I've heard the story, don't worry.
Oh, there you have the same story.
Same story. Daylight robbery.
Property.
We
Yeah,
have
so
exact-
you the same.
Identical.
So Royal the same. So that's
Identical.
same one.
Same.
Full.
Yeah, exactly. He's made a lot of money there.
For free.
For free.
Arun, welcome. Danny Lopez.
He's the first darling operator.
Animal Sightings, hello. The Ghost, how's it going? Devil Spoo, let's go. We're also waiting for them to go. It's been a hot day here in the lower Zambezi. So we might need to wait a little bit for them to get going.
YouTuber.
Yeah. Do you want to look on this?
An answer.
Yeah, if you want to, if you see any questions you like. Filippo from Germany, welcome.
What's a baboon?
Nima Singh, Billy Goat, welcome. Just going to wait for a few more people to join us and then we'll get going with where we are and what we're doing and what's happening here. But as you can see, there are wild dogs in frame. It's quite exciting. And we think that they may get active in the next, I don't know, Carl, what do you think? Half an hour to an hour?
Well, let's
Or right now?
let's see.
Okay, let's see. It's the best answer.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because they may have hunted and eaten this morning, so not in a massive rush to hunt this afternoon. But yeah, they will start a greeting process in the next few minutes. I would think maybe in the next 10-15 minutes. And once they start that process, they'll do a bit of regurgitating. I'll run you through that when it starts to happen, and that's a form of bonding with the pups and the pack, and then you'll see the alpha pair. One of the alpha pairs, the female, usually leads the pack off to do the afternoon hunt. So that's what we're expecting to see this afternoon. The puppies are just behind us, just out of shot, but I'm sure that we'll get a view of them. But that whole greeting ceremony is very important for that bonding process between all of the adults and all of the new puppies.
Okay, and just to greet some more of you that have joined the chat. Filippo from Germany, Jesus, saludos, you say there. We're going to get back to the weather. Okay, here we go. Let's just watch this and listen carefully.
Maybe go around the other side.
Yeah.
Just try and keep the camera off
Yeah. Perfect. So we're just going to loop around. Obviously when the dogs get active, they get very active very quickly.
the little puppies down here.
So there's
Very
going to be
difficult to follow, there's so
Yeah.
much action.
we're just going to try and see where, you know, if one regurgitates, and then we'll train the camera that way. But as you can see, they went from sleeping from 0 to 1,000 in just a second. Okay, watching from Kenya. There's also someone from Namibia.
There we go. There's some good regurgitation on the road right there.
Okay, there we go. You can
see that youngster's busy licking the adult. That licking induces the regurgitation. Now it's playing, but
okay.
You can see she's starting to heave. Actually, heave, sorry. That was brilliant.
Yeah, that's sprung up on us.
It did spring up on us. That's, as I said, it happens very quickly. So, yeah, you can't really get ready for it.
Ziggy saying that's a huge pack.
Yeah, it's 15 adults and 7 puppies.
15 plus 7, let me get back to maths here. 22 dogs here, guys.
The alpha has separated himself. It looks like the alpha.
Okay, I'm going to point at the alpha there and zoom in a bit. And this is the alpha that Carl's talking about. And why do you reckon he's doing that?
Well, I saw him sort of go towards those thickets and scan those thickets. There's a couple of baboons and in the distance there. So both good options for this afternoon for the prey species. And you can see he's now headed off in that direction. It'll be again a little bit of stop and start from now on, and then once the adults start hunting, most of the adults will run with the alpha, and then a couple of the adults will stay behind and sit with the puppies and follow slowly behind them. At this stage of their lives,
cool. So how go quite fast, eh?
Yeah, they can already run really well with the pack, but they can't really hunt with the pack. They can't run fast enough to keep up. And that alpha, he ramps it up to about 70-75 kilometers an hour when he's chasing an impala.
Okay.
So there's not many animals that can keep up with him.
Okay, so Jesus, that's to answer your question. Are wild dogs faster than lions?
They're faster over very long periods. Yeah.
Okay.
A lion's burst
Quick
of
off the
speed is about 80 kilometers an hour, so they could be a little bit faster than the dogs off the mark, but the dogs can keep that up for kilometers on end, whereas a lion can only do that for 100-200 meters maximum. Although I've seen a lioness run quite far at top speed, but it's not like the wild dogs. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to get to some of these questions here. Eddie M saying, I envy you guys right now. Eddie M, yeah, this is amazing. We hope that you make your way to this part of the world at some point. And just to let you know where we are currently in the Lower Zambezi National Park in Zambia. And Classic Zambia is making this live stream possible, so go and have a look. You'll see in the title or in the description, and just search Classic Zambia on Instagram and on YouTube, and you can see what this is all about. And we plan on live streaming on a number of our platforms for the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. Click that bell icon and notice when we live. Had some amazing sightings already. This morning we had leopard, lion.
Yeah, and good action.
So someone asked here, someone says I count 14. There are more out of the frame. You'll just have to trust that there are more outside of the frame. And then Jesus asking, what's the biggest a pack can get?
This is actually the biggest recorded pack. Well, a few years ago it was the biggest recorded pack. There were 19 puppies and there were 23 adults. It didn't last very long though. The puppies are susceptible to lions, leopard getting lost, so they unfortunately they die pretty quickly. So for example, this pack had 13 pups, so about 5-6 weeks ago they brought 13 pups out of the den, and they've steadily lost pups over the last few weeks, and yeah, we hope that they get to adulthood, but as you can see they're still pretty small. And lions, we talked about how quick lions are. Lions are also stealthy, so they can stalk dogs, and you'd think this many dogs would be able to keep an eye out for lions, but lions still catch wild dogs unawares, especially middle of the day when wild dogs are sleeping in the shade. And yeah, the puppies get confused really quickly. Oh, you can see
Look
all of the ears.
All of the ears, yeah, all pointing the same direction.
They've spotted something. There are a lot of baboons and impala all around us in the woodlands. The puppies being ambitious. There we go. That's what happens.
Told off, eh?
Yes, yeah.
That have been with us before, and for those of you who have been with us with wild dogs, you would know that these animals run incredibly fast and it's difficult to keep up with them. We will try, but before they get going, just a little disclaimer, we may lose signal. So stick with us and we'll try and stick with them.
One on the right hand side, and then unfortunately that puppy's obviously died, but we had a really bright white one as well, which was something I'd never seen before.
They're certainly getting into stalk mode now. Well, not quite. As I said, that they're all down.
Yeah, it will be stop-start, but the alpha is starting to move forward now.
Okay, Pokey Salvation, watching from Florida. Anaheim, California, watching from near Bohansi village in Kenya. Nice.
Wow.
Nice to have the Africans on board. We're also in Africa, so hope you're all rooting for the Springboks this coming Saturday. Mokani Senior, thank you very much, we appreciate that. Saying excellent and professional work, Carl.
I'm just going to follow behind.
Yeah. The wild dogs.
This could go anyway. I obviously can't follow them into the...
And we're just going to do our best to try and stick with them. Super Tiki from Indonesia, welcome. Vignesh Vicky, stream love it in India. So Jesus making the comments, so the animals disregard the vehicles like nothing is there.
Yes, yeah. No, we've spent a lot of time with these wild dogs, many years actually. This alpha pair has been dominant for the last 5 years at least. So they've become relaxed with the vehicles, and they've obviously passed that on to the next generation. You could see that those puppies ignored us completely as they ran around the vehicle.
Custom mates from California. does this pack have a name from Ziggy?
We call it the Jeki pack.
Jeki pack.
They hang around the Jeki Plains.
Okay, there we go. So that's the reason for their name. They hang around the Jeki Plains. And what is the Jeki Plains?
It's just a big open area within the park. It's also where but it's a big clay deposit where no trees grow, and it's a big grassy plain, very open, good for dogs to run along and hunt.
So, Cobby Dempsey, watching from Ghana, welcome.
I'm just trying to gauge in which direction.
Yeah, so
that we will be able to go around the other side and try and intercept them once again.
And then just asking, is that the dog's territory or just staying there for a break?
The dogs will den around the Jeki area, so they're there for the months of July through to August, September, and then once the pups come out, they start to roam more of the park, in which case they'll roam all the way to the western boundary of the park, which is the Chongwe River, the Chikwenga Plains, around. Time is spent hunting in this area closer to camp during the breeding season when they're denning with their pups. But they can roam quite far and wide through this park, west to east.
So Joe Valles, hello from Finland, and then Art Acrobat saying I have 3 dogs, so that's a small pack compared to this one.
What dogs are they?
Yeah, what dogs? Tell us. Yes, a pack of wild dogs, of 22 wild dogs, has just run into these thickets here. We are live streaming from the Lower Zambezi National Park, and there is plenty of game around, so we're hoping to see some interaction. And what's unique about this pack of dogs, so maybe Kyle can tell you more because he's witnessed it, is that they've been known to hunt quite large prey.
Yes. Actually, in the open area to our right hand side was one of the first interactions that these wild dogs had with the buffalo. I can see a whole lot of impala running in the distance there.
Okay, so Art Acrobat getting back to us with her pack of dogs. She's got a Pit Bull mix, Jack Russell mix, and Chihuahua mix.
Oh, that's a really interesting mix though.
Is that 3 dogs in one, or is it 3 separate dogs? Okay, folks, we're just going to take a wide loop around. Trying to follow these dogs directly can be tricky because when they step on the gas, they go incredibly quickly. So we're just going to watch from these open areas and then try and judge where they go and follow them from there. Surav C saying, watching from India, any possibility of seeing other animals also right now? So I did see buffalo.
There's buffalo in front of us.
So yeah, Carl's pointing to the buffaloes in the distance there. Just going to zoom in a bit. They're quite far, but they will be a little bit wary of the dogs since this pack of dogs is known to hunt buffalo, which is quite unusual.
I've seen them kill 2 buffalo in this open area to the right. Going back to that question, so yeah, it's very unusual behavior. They do, as they've split up, it has got, they've
to do, and I'm just going to answer some of these questions here. So Chris Dawson, hi from the UK, welcome. And then Miss Sunshine saying those trees are gorgeous. They are gorgeous trees. These are winter thorn trees and they grow in forests. So I'm just going to pan around for you to have a look. But look how amazing this is. You know, completely open underneath these trees. So the game viewing here is spectacular.
So they're going into the gully, probably going to drink water in the lagoon behind Mondoro.
Ellie Wood.
Confirm I can approach.
Our springboks are tougher than buffaloes. Okay, folks, so
what we'll do, they seem to be headed in an easterly direction. We're just going to go around these thickets and wait on the other side, see if they come out on that side.
perfect. Okay, so we're going to let Carl get to it. For those of you that have joined us in the park in the past with wild dogs, you'll know how difficult it is to keep up with them. So
He's a big bushy. Okay, copy. Did they all definitely go down for a drink? Six gonna.
Affirmative.
Are you just gonna go to Insta?
yeah, I'm wondering if that's the idea. We may have to. Okay, you're back on the same link. Okay, let's try that again. Ah, we're still live. Sorry guys. There we go. So we're having a bit of trouble here. But there we go. We know we're back now.
Okay, I'm gonna leave those bulls to wander off into the woodland. We're gonna carry on. See if we can.
They are definitely a good cow. I just have visual. That's a fact.
Okay, we're good.
You were talking about the difference in size to the trees versus the elephants. Definitely one of the most striking things. I remember when I first arrived, when things are dry, you can see there's not much vegetation on the floor, certainly no fresh grass to eat. So the winter thorns play a vital role in the lower Zambezi, not only to elephants, but to all of the herbivores. The buffalo eat them, the impala eat them. I've even seen all of the little mice eating them, and this in return provides really high density of prey species for animals like the wild dogs. So this is the thicket on our right hand side. The impala to start moving, so I'm hoping there will be a little rest, play with each other, and it's almost like a bit of a warm-up for them, and then eventually the alpha male or female will focus onto a group of impala and head off in that direction at high speed. But when they were running into the woodland, into that thicket, it was at a jog, very relaxed interest in the impala in the distance, and go through that warming up process, that stop-start process. Joshua is on the other side of the thicket, so if they do choose to change direction, because that's what dogs do, they'll run in whatever direction suits them, he will let us know, and we will be able to go back around to them. I'm just going to peek my nose into the bush here.
Sorry, 2. So Sarav C is asking, is it because of low rainfall that there is no grass growing here? Yeah, hold on a second, Sarav.
No, it isn't. We get okay. Our rainfall isn't very high. It's 700 mils a year. But no, that is not the reason. It's just a relatively dry area. You can still see there, but it's not sort of desert. The grass is affected mostly by the rain. So yes, we don't have rain all year for that grass to carry on growing. So it's a very localized rainy season, December, January, February, but from March we start to dry up, and that means that from April onwards we don't get much rain all the way through to December. So we do get a decent amount of rain for Africa, but it pretty much comes down over December, January, and then it's dry for the rest of the year, and that's what makes it look so dry. We've got lots of water channels coming off the Zambezi. We've got the Zambezi River itself. Again, I'm going to take you all on the river at some stage. You can see it for yourselves. So there is green vegetation to eat along those water sources. But yeah, the rest of the grass in the interior of the park dies off until the rains come down in December.
Okay, so for those of you that might be watching on some of our other platforms, you'll see that we are answering questions, and
Josh, Carl, any movement?
we don't have access to all of the comments from all of the different platforms because we're currently live streaming on a few different platforms, Facebook and YouTube, and I believe TikTok as well.
Okay.
But we are currently on YouTube just because that seems to be the most interactive. So if you do want to ask a question, head over to YouTube. To latest sightings UTN. We're not sure if we're live. Welcome back.
What was the question?
Okay, riding with Dave, do you carry anything on board the vehicle as defense, just in case? I know they usually don't get aggressive much with vehicles.
What's that question again?
Sorry.
You can't do anything about the situation, but no, we trained for years as guides, and we pride ourselves in watching the behavior of the animal and then reacting to that and keeping our distance and respecting that animal's space. So that is the best way to keep everyone safe and your vehicle safe, just to make sure that you follow the right ethics and read the animal's body behavior.
Carlos snorting kind of is getting quite dark for us here.
Dogs will hunt at night because it is so open underneath the trees. They do need a bit of moonlight, not much. They probably need sort of half a moon, or I've even seen them hunt when there's a quarter of a moon. So single lionesses that will join their pride for short periods of time. Slightly unusual, but there are a couple of lone lions as well. Leopards, I couldn't tell you the total number, but I've counted 16 different leopards around where our camp is situated, around the Kalefu Island area at Kutali camp, and some of them have been leopards that have pitched up for a couple of weeks, maybe a few months, and then disappeared, and then at least 10 of them are territorial leopards that we see every. Difficult to see, but I can see a whole lot of impala running in the distance from right to left, and I'm almost certain that is deep panic setting in from wild dogs walking through there or running through there. I don't see any dogs yet. You can see the amount of game running in the distance.
Yeah,
oh my word, look at that. A lot of them stotting. I can see kudu running. I can see waterbuck running. Don't see any dogs yet. But that is a sure sign that they're on their way.
So someone asked, is it sunset here? Yeah, the sun is already set. It actually looks a lot lighter on the screen than it is actually in real life. So it's probably going to get dark pretty quickly from here on out. So while we're sitting here waiting, and before it gets too dark, we just want to thank all of you for joining us today. And this is an absolutely amazing reserve, the Lower Zambezi National Park, and we will is assisting us and is kindly bringing this live stream to all of you. If you ever come on safari in this area, they run a very slick operation. I'd definitely look them up on Instagram and on their website. All their handles are at Classic Zambia. And yeah, we just want to thank you all for joining us again. We will be going live tomorrow again. We are testing going live on multiple platforms. We're not sure how it's performed, but YouTube or Instagram tomorrow morning. So Miss Sunshine, yes, we will be live streaming just about every day for the next couple of weeks. Linda from California, welcome back. I haven't seen you in the chats for a while. Nice to see you here. A different environment this time. Yeah, thanks to all of you too. We're getting a lot of thank yous here. Kyle?
Showing you the park tomorrow.
Yeah, so thanks. Join us early tomorrow morning. Just check your notifications on YouTube and on Instagram, and we should be live on one of those. So before it gets too dark, I just want to show you who's been guiding us and let Carl say his goodbye to all of you. You can barely see him.
Good night everyone, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, and then from myself, thanks for joining us again, and we look forward to your comments tomorrow and for the next couple of weeks. Please join us in a few more safaris. This is an amazing park, and it doesn't get showcased very often, so tune in and enjoy what we're enjoying with us.